Welcome, fourth graders. I thought today would be another fun project that you should be able to come and use your fantasy and your creative skills in. You can use crayons, markers. If you have paints, you can come back and use paints. I've started to use paints there. This is all markers and crayon that I've used on this. Look what I've done. I've just taken a piece of paper and I'm making my hands. Remember how you've seen people take shadow and make shadows on a wall with your hands? Well, we're making our hands be in different shapes. So if I do this, I can think about an eye trace around it. This is a lesson. I'm letting you trace your hand, and you're going to think about what position you're going to be tracing your hand. So if I trace it in this position, what might I turn that into, with that kind of position? Look what happens if I start to bend my hand up and I get it in another position, and then I lay it down, and I'm going to come off from the side. I'm always coming off from the side of the paper somewhere, and I'm going to make my hand like that. So sometime I'm not really touching the paper, I'm silhouetting around what my hand is, and I'm going underneath of it to come up with some neat shapes. So first thing I do is I just fill my paper with all of these hand drawings coming off. So you can see here I've got two that are going to be fun little, more monster type things. So I probably have enough here to show you. So as you look at them, look at what I've done here. I kind of look at my shape of my hand, and then I start to say, okay, I can add on. Here's where my fingers ended. I added a beak there, and I added a baby bird coming up here. I took this hand and I turned it all into snakes with tongues coming out. Here I turned it into kind of a dragon-y thing with a reptile scales with teeth. So you can see what I'm adding onto it. Here I have another critter with a long tongue. So you can see where I added teeth. So I'm just taking my hand shape to make the creatures and then deciding what can I turn this one into. So it's kind of fun. Look at your shape, decide what you want it to be doing. What does it look like? So here's this one's coming down on this one. This looks like if I come in here and I start to add something, I can figure out what this one's going to come down. Maybe this one's going to drop things into this one's mouth. You can see here. So here I'm going to put maybe an eye over here. So you can start to see what your imagination might do. Might turn this into feathers. See how you start looking at it and you start to say, what can I do? And maybe this one you can start to see, what am I starting to make these things happen? What's it going to do for what kind of creature, and what can I even add on to it? Horns, of course, obviously teeth, beaks. You can see, as I start to do what I want things to turn into is your imagination. So when you do this for starting, then come back and have fun adding your colors and make a whole story again about what you're doing with your hand being your subject matter, being turned into different animals, creatures. Make them up, unicorns, whatever you want with this one. Have fun with this one too.